IGN Rewind Theater is brought to you by...
Hey guys, what's up? It's Roth, and I'm here with comic book expert extraordinaire Joshua Yale to do a little rewind on the Flash trailer. And here we have him as a little kid, 11-year-old boy. What do you love about this?
I love that comic book characters always have to wear the same colored clothes as their costume is. Like we saw Tom Welling in Smallville wearing that red and blue outfit forever. Here's little Barry Allen with all red and a little yellow tassel on his backpack there.
I also like that they're establishing him to be a little bit vulnerable. I mean, that's a common theme as well. Vulnerable, gain strength. And here he is, his mom that he talked about in Arrow, giving him a little motherly advice to keep his heart, which I think he does even when he gets so fast legs.
And here's his tragic origin that really sets him on the path to become the Flash. He was in Arrow, which if you watched Arrow, you saw that he was talking about how this lightning blur, like this tornado in my house came and
killed his mother.
You know, spoilers, you know, but
okay, really quickly, you guys, because we're about to get into some spoilers from the comics, so be warned.
Be warned. But yeah, see this yellow blur, if you go and just stop, in just a sec, that's actually Reverse Flash, aka Professor Zoom. I don't like calling him Reverse Flash because it makes it sound like he's going really slow.
Or backwards.
Or moonwalking everywhere, yeah. But yeah, so he is Eddie Thane is his name in the show, I believe. It's Detective Eddie Thane, which I don't think he's in the trailer, but he's supposed to be a recurring character.
And then if you go forward just a little bit, this is kind of a cool nod to... He killed his mother. They are mortal enemies, but what's interesting is that he sort of, by doing that, created the Flash, because that's what set Barry on this path.
It's like a paradox,
to become a forensic investigator and investigate these cases. But right there... That is John Wesley Shipp, who played the Flash in the 1990s CBS version of the show. So that's a kind of fun little nod to fans.
Yeah, I used to watch that with my dad when I was a kid, so this is awesome.
It comes full circle. So here he is. He said in Arrow that he had been, suddenly before he knew it, he was 20 blocks away. So here he is. We were seeing that play out. And here's our introduction to Barry as a grown-up.
Central City, there's clumsy Barry Allen going to work as a... what is it? A forensic?
He's a forensic investigator. And right there, that's Jesse L. Martin, who plays Detective West, who's sort of like a surrogate father to Barry in the show.
Yeah, he's like a mentor and watching out for him because he's kind of weird, as you can see.
And right there is Iris, who's Detective West's daughter, and Barry's best friend. Talk a little bit about what we think that relationship might be about.
Well, in Arrow, he's talking to Felicity about like a relationship where he's like, you know, I really like this girl, but I'm not sure if she likes me. So we're assuming that's Iris here, and she's sort of billed as his best friend in the show, not his love interest.
Sure.
Yet
we don't buy it. We think that it might be a little Lois Lane thing where she starts to get a crush on the Flash. I don't know. That's my theory. So if you see this, we saw this also in Arrow, which is he's back and you see sort of what he has, the investigating that he's doing on these special cases, trying to figure out what happened to his mother.
Yeah, doctor accused of killing wife. It says there on the left, that's his father killing his mother there. And it says like Nora Allen on that right paper. So yeah, we saw this in Arrow, and this is sort of a scene that was shot. I guess it's for dual purpose to use there and here.
And this is sort of the birth of him becoming the Flash, which is there's this accident. We can see this explosion. The particle accelerator is exploding at Star Labs. And then here we go.
The iconic chemical spill / lightning strike.
Equals not death, as you would imagine, but... superpowers.
And a 9-month coma, as they say.
So here he is getting rushed to the hospital, as any normal human being would, but he's very soon not going to be. He wakes up, he's in Star Labs, and who is this?
This is Cisco Ramon.
Played by Carlos Valdez.
And he's cool, because this is Vibe from the comic books, who's this weird sort of guy with a puffy vest who did breakdancing a long time ago, but recently they've done... in the comic books, Jeff Johns, who wrote this pilot, by the way, and made his career writing Flash and Green Lantern comic books. He's been championing Vibe, and he put him on the Justice League, and he gave him his own comic book. So it's really cool to see him here. He has vibrational powers. I don't think obviously he'll have them yet.
I don't think he does yet. Like if we go forward just a little bit, We have, that's Danielle Panabaker, who you might know from Piranha 3DD. She plays Caitlin Snow, who's
Killer Frost.
Yeah.
She actually doesn't even have that big a profile in the comics, but you might recognize her from the Injustice fighting video game, and she's like a Sub-Zero type character. Well, and again, she doesn't have any powers here, but you know, she could go that way.
I think. Well, in the world of the show, she's a bioengineering expert. They both work for Star Labs, so we think it might be kind of like Arrow, where some of these other characters start out as human characters and then they slowly start to evolve, and they're going to play with who's the villain and who's not. They're going to mess with our heads, I think, just like they did with Arrow, or in Arrow. So here we go. This is Tom. Oh no, these are abs. Hello.
These are
Pardon me.
Yeah, these are abs. Just all superheroes just get abs. Remember when Tobey Maguire got bitten by that spider and he was like, "Wow, I look good."
Man, you strike me by lightning right now if I get those abs as a payback. Okay, this is getting back on track. This is Com Cavanaugh, and he plays Harrison Wells. Talk about that a little bit.
He is the sort of like founder, financier of Star Labs, and he's the one who created the particle accelerator and made it go boom on accident, and created the Flash and a bunch of other metahumans that we'll see in a minute here.
Yeah, it created a dimensional break, and he's going to have plenty of enemies to fight. Now, this is kind of cool because this is before he knows that he is the Flash, but he said his heart was beating really fast. And because he doesn't know what's happening to him, it looks as if the whole world is slowing down.
He's
when
like,
in
whoa,
fact,
I'm in the Matrix.
Yeah. I mean, this is a lot to take in. So this is the first time he's sort of testing his powers. This is always a nice thing to see.
Good thing
origin.
That truck full of dirty laundry was there.
And he's also obviously got superior healing abilities.
He's got some Wolverine in him.
All he needs is a little adamantium, and he can't be stopped. All right, go back.
Okay.
Here's your moment.
This is
Joshua's moment.
This is my moment here. This is the most excited I was for the whole trailer.
No,
the trailer is awesome, don't get me wrong. But Ferris Air belongs to Carol Ferris, who is Hal Jordan's love interest. Hal Jordan, the Green Lantern.
Green Lantern.
So obviously Jeff Johns wrote this. He's a huge comic book superstar, and he wrote this Flash pilot. He wrote Green Lantern for 9 years. He put this little Easter egg in there to get people like me
hang on.
super, super excited.
Do you think it's an Easter egg? Stop for a minute. No, let's move forward, but I want to ask you this. Do you think it's an Easter egg? Or do you think we're going to see some Green Lantern action?
I think we could see some Green Lantern characters. If just like the Flash, like sort of appeared a little bit in Arrow, and they made a TV show for it, they could do the exact same thing for Green Lantern. But that's enough of that. I have a whole pilot. You can tweet at me if you want at Joshua Yale, and we'll talk all about it. But yeah, so let's get back here.
So let's look at the pre-costume
costume.
There's a couple of things that I like about this whole sequence. First of all, I like that they're being a little playful. Look at the lightning bolt right there with the pre-costume, and it's kind of a fun tone to the show, but also these effects are pretty cool.
This looks awesome. Yeah,
look at that. 702 baby. That's one of the things that I'm really sort of enjoying is like they have put a lot behind this. Okay, here's the big moment. Let's talk about this gentleman.
It's the Weather Wizard.
Okay. Or is it? You know, let's talk about it.
Clyde Martin is the original Weather Wizard guy who created the technology to control weather. He originally has a wand, like in the comics, but he seems to be just using his like hands here.
But what's interesting is that his brother Mark steals the wand, and he becomes the Weathered Wizard, and we don't know, but we think that what might happen, my theory is that Clyde will be the villain in the pilot episode, and then maybe later down the line, instead of being a guy that would kill his brother, Mark will come back as a guy that wants to avenge his brother and will be another enemy for the Flash.
Yeah, and
I have nothing to base that on.
Yeah, no, I feel like that sounds pretty cool. That could happen, yeah.
Okay, so here he is, sort of dealing with his first big foe, and it's a big one to have to face off, right? Right off the bat.
Yeah, the Weather Wizard who can create giant tornadoes out of nothing. Well, I'm not sure what's happening there. That looks like the residual effect from the particle accelerator explosion.
And that's another thing that we should note. Okay, so let's stop here.
This is really awesome to see this, because what I'm assuming this is, and they're talking about like there's all this energy released from the particle accelerator, the same energy that created the Flash is all over the city now creating metahumans. But what I think this is the Speed Force, which is from the comic books. Again, Jeff Johns created this concept that the Flash just isn't fast just because he's actually tapping into this like electrical elemental force called the Speed Force that gives him like super speed and like can also do like time travel and all these other advanced things. But we think that like sort of this is that version of the meteor rocks from Smallville. So that's where whenever a metahuman pops up, it's because they got like exposed to the Speed Force or something. And I don't know if they're going to ever call it that or anything. That's just my theory, but it's still pretty cool to see.
But what's kind of great is that he's sort of they're setting it up that this can have a sort of procedural element to it where there might be an overarching villain throughout the first season, but there also will probably be little, as on Arrow, little mini villains along the way. Okay, let's talk about this secret little lab.
He's got some secrets, is all we're saying. He's got more on his agenda, I think, than we readily
meets the
know.
eye. So here's sort of, I love the Flash POV, by the way. Here he is taking on the Weather Wizard.
Did he plan this out? That seems really rash.
He didn't, but he's handling it quite well. And that's
some good effects there.
That's probably the thing that I'm most impressed with in this trailer. This is kind of the moment where the team is coming together. They're learning to work as a team. Let's talk about this a little bit.
It says Keystone right there. That's Keystone City, where the original Flash, Jay Garrick, and also Wally West, who's a later Flash, are from. And then also, I love this. On the right, it says Channel 52 News Report. That is a direct nod to the New 52 for DC Comics, what they call their new published thing line.
We do think, though, that this is taking place in the modern, just because of the monitor, that we think that this is present day, and that these are possibly unexplained deaths are from the part of the explosion and the rise of the metahumans.
Yeah, I think that's where he would have grown up.
Here's a question that we know the answer to. The magazine, it says, what does it say? Particle accelerator?
It says Star Labs Particle Collider. Is it safe? No. No, it's not. And here's our first look at the suit. And we've seen it, of course, in the promotional images.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's one of the things that they really wanted to prep the fans for were some of the changes in the suit. So let's talk about that a little bit.
It's like, as you can see, like super dark and like textured. And this original one doesn't have any of like the gold lightning bolt icons or anything. There also seems to be sort of a respirator gas mask thing on his face. We don't know what that's for yet.
We're not. Well, there it is. With the lightning bolt attached.
It's like this deep blood red in the center instead of white, toning down the costume.
This looks so cool, man.
Yeah, that is awesome.
I think we're not sure what the mask is exactly at this point. I love this moment. You have a joke about it where you say it.
In the end, he says, "Take your own advice." Wear a mask, and he's here like with no mask.
Well, also, and it does sound like Stephen Amell is like narrating a trailer, but I think he's narrating it very well. I think it's a cool moment between them where Barry Allen is overwhelmed. He's got these new powers. He doesn't know what to do with them, and he's giving him sort of the superhero pep talk, like, "Go and save your city."
This city
needs saving. I love how the city is like a person in these shows. The city always needs saving. Okay, there he goes, shooting through, starting to use his powers for good in various situations. This is cool because it's not just like fighting the bad guy, but in a practical sense.
It's showing him, using his powers to how they're very practical to just save people from things that would happen. Yeah, get him.
All right, and here we go to the climactic conclusion. I cannot believe how much... Okay, if we go forward just a little bit, here you see him. That's the suit without the lightning bolt, with the mask, and he's about to take it off as if maybe this is one of the first times he's worn it, you know?
Yeah. Maybe he doesn't need it. Or maybe he has trouble breathing while running. I'm not sure yet. But he's probably not going to use it for long, is our theory. And, there he is, becoming a hero, getting recognition.
Red Streak saves family. It's a legend.
And doing the old run in the reverse direction trick to cancel out the tornado.
Because looking at this, I feel like the big question is, can the DC universe, cinematic universe, and the TV universe tie in together? I mean, they're making a good case for it.
Yeah, with these effects.
This still isn't quite movie level effects, but they are sort of exemplary for a TV show, especially for a TV show on network.
Awesome, yeah.
You know, you see that more with cable.
Run.
Oh, take him down! Take him down! Oh man! Oh man! I gotta say, I'm pretty excited. I know we've talked about this a little bit before, but I really am excited for the show. And the more that I watch this trailer, the more I think they have done a really good job putting it. Does seem like a lot to happen in one episode.
It totally is. This looks like enough content for like a feature-length movie, but it's the TV show, so it's the whole pilot, just one episode.
Well, we're going to be able to see for ourselves. It's coming this fall on the CW. And I think that it looks like, as we see, they're going to have Steve Amell sort of pass the mantle. They're going to have him play a role here, help usher him on to the CW. Are you excited?
I am so excited.